And how long is your stiffness lasting?
Dr. Denise Thornberry has witnessed an evolution in rheumatology during her 32 years of practice.
The prevailing attitude at the time among community physicians was, you got arthritis, you have to learn to live with it.
The rare female in her field when she graduated from medical school at IU, Dr. Thornberry has practiced rheumatology at St. Vincent Hospital, Methodist Hospital, and IU North. She is now easily one of the most lauded rheumatologists in the state.
So it's an interesting subspecialty. It keeps you thinking. It's academically challenging.
When she first started practicing, the best Dr. Thornberry could prescribe was pain relief, but today she has the tools to stop arthritis in its tracks.
We've got better and newer treatments to help patients control and arrest their disease.
The advent of biologic medications has revolutionized rheumatologic care, and Dr. Thornberry has enjoyed a front row seat to their success.
With those drugs, we're able to arrest the disease in a significant number of patients, prevent the progression of X-ray. I have some patients even who say that they don't feel like they have arthritis anymore, and that's huge.
Still, her biggest challenge to this day isn't the medicine. It's dialing in the proper diagnosis and treating what can be a very fickle disease. What works for one patient rarely works for the next.
Every time you go into a room with a patient, it's a new experience because there are so many things that can make a patient hurt. I think the thing I'm most proud of is that I really do listen to patients. I am interested in what they have to tell me, delve into their history, try to understand what's bothering them the most and what we can do and as a team help them lead more comfortable and more productive and more satisfying lives.
Patients like Carlene Moore.
Dr. Thornberry is very thorough. She's the best. I've been to several rheumatologists and none of them compares with Dr. Thornberry. She's great.
Dr. Thornberry also has the respect and admiration of her peers.
Denise Thornberry is the best physician I've ever seen, and she is a consummate, caring, compassionate, empathetic human being when it comes to taking care of her patients. And she's brilliant to boot.
This coming from a living legend in his own right. Dr. Jim Strickland is a world-renowned hand surgeon. An IU grad himself, Dr. Strickland went to school to study business.
I wasn't the most motivated guy. In truth, my dad was a Lincoln Mercury dealer on Keystone Avenue, and that looked like a good way to go.
Dr. Strickland earned himself a spot on the Hoosier basketball squad, but a career-ending knee injury sidelined those dreams and helped him find his calling.
When I had that injury and was treated by Dr. Thomas Brady, I thought, gosh, that's really what I think would be fun to do, be a sports medicine orthopedic surgeon. It was later I found out you had to be a doctor to do that. I had my priorities a little out of sequence there.
All joking aside, Dr. Strickland buckled down, completed his degree, and spent several years in the Air Force before completing a fellowship in hand surgery.
There were no hand surgeons in Indianapolis at that time. In fact, hand surgeons were a very small segment of the surgical world at that time.
We're going to put a tourniquet up on your arm, give you a little bit of a squeeze.
There are now well over 3,500 hand surgeons nationwide, many of whom Dr. Strickland trained himself. He's founded not one, but two hand surgery practices during his illustrious career and conducted well over 22,000 surgeries, many of them on arthritis patients.
One of my true loves was arthritis of the hand. It's a very intricate mechanism. It's a very complicated anatomy, and the surgery is on a scale more delicate and more precise.
But breakthroughs in arthritis research and better management of the disease threaten to put surgeons like Dr. Strickland out of business. a problem he is all too happy to have.
People with rheumatoid arthritis do not develop the bad deformities anymore. And that's been great. But that surgery has gone away.
A fact not lost on Dr. Thornberry, who takes great pride in knowing her work limits the number of patients she refers to Dr. Strickland.
Dr. Strickland on numerous occasions has said, we don't see the rheumatoid arthritis deformities that we used to see in the hand surgery. Operation has really declined. There's always going to be something for them to do, but if it's something different than arthritis, that'd be great.
An avid fisherman, Dr. Strickland landed his biggest catch in Dr. Thornberry many years ago, both professionally and personally. Together they travel the world and delight in time spent with their combined 5 kids and 8 grandkids. But they found their professional bliss in the heart of Rush County. Both gave up successful careers in the big city to practice small-town medicine 5 years ago.
Before coming here, there were no full-time rheumatologists in Rush County or in any of the surrounding counties. So there was a real need to be here.
So how do 2 highly motivated, sublimely gifted doctors with over-the-top resumes land here by choice?
Some people are not lucky enough to find where they actually fit in life. I probably found it. I have enjoyed it immensely over the last 5.5 years. And it has been liberating from the business of medicine.
Liberating in the sense that they call the shots and work in tandem to provide comprehensive care for people with arthritis. They don't calibrate their success based on the number of patients they see, but instead on the level of care they provide.
It's a great working relationship. I've had patients who have had a new patient I've seen just in the morning. She's had a problem. She's been in surgery at noon. So that's a great relationship and opportunity to work together there. Best for the patients, and that's what's great about it.
So what's next for these 2? Now 78 years young, Dr. Strickland has no intentions of retiring. He will leave Rush Memorial at the end of the year to start a new musculoskeletal institute at St. Francis Hospital, where he will recruit and train a new legion of hand surgeons.
In general, I feel really good and really enjoy what I do still, and I keep doing it as long as I think that, as long as I enjoy it, and as long as I feel that my surgical skills are adequate.
Which comes as no surprise to Dr. Thornberry.
And everyone who knows him knows what a gem and a jewel he is to have to deal with professionally and personally. He enjoys challenges, he enjoys accomplishment, and he's great at that. And it keeps him young. I mean, I don't ever see him as retiring.
Squeeze, straighten, squeeze, straighten.
Medicine will interest me as long as I can find the right avenue to do it.
Nice squeeze.
It's been a great ride.
All right, it's over.